Are you dreaming of living abroad without breaking the bank? Whether it's a tropical beachside retreat, a charming European town, or a vibrant city with endless opportunities, 2025 is the perfect year to make your move. In this video, we'll reveal the 10 best low-cost countries that offer affordable living, rich culture, and amazing experiences. From budget-friendly housing to delicious local cuisines, these destinations prove you don't need a fortune to live well. Stay tuned to find out which country tops the list, and trust me, you'll be packing your bags by the end of this video. Let's dive into the world of affordable living. Number 10. Georgia. No, not the one with peaches and sweet tea, but the one nestled between Europe and Asia, offering a whole new world at a shockingly low price. Imagine living in a country where your daily expenses are so low that you might start thinking you've discovered some sort of secret hack to life. This place has it all. Rugged mountains, picturesque valleys, and cities give you that old-world charm vibe, without the old-world prices. So, let's talk numbers. In Georgia, you can rent a cozy apartment for as little as $200 to $300 a month. That's less than the cost of a fancy dinner in New York City. Wanna eat like royalty? Head to a local restaurant where a full meal with drinks might set you back just $5 to $10. Compare that to the United States, where you'd be lucky to grab a decent meal for under $20 in many places. Imagine enjoying a gourmet dinner, strolling through the charming streets of Tbilisi, the capital, and still having enough to treat yourself to dessert. In Georgia, that's reality. Now, let's talk about how your life would change here. First, you'd be able to travel, eat, and live in places that most people in the US can only dream of, without worrying about your bank account crying every time you swipe your card. Imagine hiking up to the stunning Caucasus Mountains for less than the price of a monthly gym membership. Or sipping wine in a vineyard, knowing that your total monthly expenses are still cheaper than renting a one-bedroom apartment in LA. Yes, you'd have that life upgrade moment, living in a place that feels luxurious, yet incredibly affordable. Number 9. Ecuador. Sounds like a far-flung destination, right? But here's the thing. It's one of the best-kept secrets for anyone looking to live life like a king or queen, without draining your savings account. Imagine waking up to the sound of the ocean crashing on the beach or stepping out into the cool, fresh mountain air. In Ecuador, these aren't just dreams. They're part of everyday life for locals and expats alike. And the kicker? It's shockingly affordable. Let's dive into the cost of living, shall we? In Ecuador, you can rent a decent apartment for as little as $200 to $300 a month. Less than most people pay for a gym membership in the States. In comparison, try finding a place to live in a US city like New York or San Francisco or anything close to that. Spoiler alert! You can't. The cherry on top? Utilities like electricity, water, and internet might cost you a mere $50 to $75. How's that for a switch from the US where a single utility bill can make you want to cry into your high-priced latte? Now let's talk food because, in Ecuador, you can eat like a foodie on a budget. Street food here? $1 to $3 for a meal that'll fill you up and leave you grinning from ear to ear. Can you even imagine? In the US you'd be lucky to snag something halfway decent for that price at a food truck. But in Ecuador, eating out is a regular part of life, and it won't leave your wallet crying. Whether it's fresh ceviche by the coast or hearty soups in the Andes, you'll never tire of the mouth-watering options available to you. Number 8. Colombia. The country of vibrant cities, stunning beaches, lush coffee plantations, and let's not forget, some of the most beautiful women you'll ever lay eyes on. But here's the best part. You can experience all of that while spending way less than you would in the United States, that's right. Colombia is not just a cultural gold mine. It's also one of the cheapest places to live for travelers and expats alike. So, let's break it down in Colombia. You can rent a spacious apartment for as little as $200 to $350 a month. That's right, less than what most Americans spend on their weekly takeout. Want to live in a nice part of Bogota or Medellin? You can still score a sweet deal. And if you're feeling a little fancy, you can find a fully furnished modern place for around $450 to $600, which is still pocket change compared to the rent in places like New York or Los Angeles. Imagine living in a city full of culture. art and nightlife for less than what you'd pay for a cramped apartment in the US. Now, how about food? Colombia serves up mouth-watering meals on every corner. And the best part? They won't break the bank. A full meal at a local restaurant can set you back just $5 to $7. That's less than what you'd pay for a fast food combo meal in the US. And if you're into street food, your snack cravings will be satisfied for less than $2 to $3. From fresh arepas to tasty empanadas, your stomach and your wallet will be thanking you every day. Let's talk about the lifestyle change you'd experience in Colombia. Instead of waking up to the sound of an alarm blaring and rushing to work in a chaotic, overcrowded city, imagine waking up to the gentle hum of the city, ready to start your day at a much slower, relaxed pace. In Colombia, you can enjoy the luxury of time, a concept that seems foreign when you're constantly running around in the US. With the low cost of living, you'll find yourself spending more time doing what you love, whether that's sipping on coffee in a picturesque cafe, hiking up to see breathtaking views of Medellin, or just strolling through colorful streets, taking in the atmosphere. Number 7. The Philippines. If paradise had a budget-friendly sibling, this would be it. Beautiful islands, stunning beaches, and the kind of laid-back lifestyle you dream about, all without the hefty price tag. But here's the real kicker, you can experience all this on a shoestring budget. That's right, the Philippines isn't just a tropical fantasy, it's an affordable one. So, how affordable are we talking? Let's look. In the Philippines, you can rent a comfy apartment in the city for $150 to $300 a month. That's less than most people spend on their cable and Wi-Fi bills in the US. Want to live near the beach? You can find places that'll cost you even less. All while enjoying ocean views and daily sunsets that would make your friends at home jealous. And here's the best part. Eating out in the Philippines is ridiculously affordable. A full meal at a local restaurant or market can set you back $2 to $5. That's less than what you'd pay for a latte and a muffin in the States. Whether you're munching on sizzling sisig, enjoying a bowl of adobo, or grabbing a fresh fruit shake by the beach, your stomach and wallet will be smiling at the same time. Try doing that in the US without your bank account giving you side-eye. Now, imagine your life in the Philippines, where mornings start with the gentle sound of waves and afternoons are filled with tropical heat, fresh air and good vibes. Life here doesn't just feel cheaper. It feels slower, too. Number 6. Indonesia. Imagine living in a tropical paradise with world-class food, adventure at every corner, and a lifestyle that doesn't cost you an arm and a leg. Now picture that life for way less than what you'd spend back in the US. First things first, housing in Indonesia is ridiculously cheap. Whether you're in bustling Bali, laid-back Yogyakarta, or the city of Surabaya, a comfortable apartment will cost you $150 to $300 a month. That's right, an entire month of rent in a tropical paradise, for less than what you'd pay for a weekend Airbnb in places like Los Angeles or New York. And that doesn't even include the stunning views of rice paddies, or the ocean. Many of these places offer to try finding that kind of luxury at that price in the US. You can't. Now let's talk food, because in Indonesia eating well is a sport. You can indulge in hearty dishes like nasi goreng or satay for $2 to $5. Want a smoothie bowl or a fresh coconut to sip on while watching the sunset? That'll cost you $1 to $3. Seriously, eating out in Indonesia is cheaper than a cup of coffee in many parts of the States. Not to mention, it's all local, fresh, and delicious. Whether you're enjoying street food or dining in a beachside restaurant, your stomach will thank you, and your bank account won't even flinch. Now imagine your life in Indonesia. Wake up, step out of your villa, and feel the warm tropical breeze on your face as you sip your morning coffee by the ocean. Instead of your typical 9 to 5 grind, you'll be soaking in the beauty of Bali's beaches, surfing in the morning, and exploring ancient temples in the afternoon. Life here is slower, in the best possible way. Number 5. Vietnam. The land of mouth-watering picho, endless motorbikes, and vibrant street markets. But what if I told you, it's also the land of ridiculously affordable living? Vietnam offers the perfect blend of culture, adventure, and a lifestyle that won't have you sweating over your paycheck. Let's talk housing first. In Vietnam, you can snag a clean, comfy apartment in a city like Hanoi or Ho Chi Minh for $150 to $300 a month. Less than what you'd pay for a small one-bedroom apartment in a US city like New York or San Francisco. Imagine paying a fraction of your US rent while living in a country with some of the most bustling, energetic cities on the planet. And if you want to step it up a notch and live near the beach, you can find gorgeous ocean view apartments for less than what you'd spend on a fancy dinner out in the States. Now let's talk about food, the true hero of Vietnamese life. Vietnam is a food lover's paradise, and it's one where you won't have to pull out the credit card every time you go out to eat. A full meal at a street vendor or local restaurant will cost you anywhere between $1 and $3. One meal at your average US fast food joint might cost you more than that. Whether you're slurping up pho, devouring banh mi, or munching on crispy spring rolls, your food budget will be the happiest part of your day. So, what would life in Vietnam look like? Picture yourself waking up in a cozy apartment, heading to a local cafe for your morning iced coffee, which will cost you less than your morning coffee in the US. And then stepping outside to the hustle and bustle of the streets. Instead of spending your precious hours stuck in traffic or rushing from meeting to meeting, you'd have more time to enjoy life. Number 4. Malaysia. The tropical paradise where you can live like a king and eat like a foodie. And never have to worry about your bank account crying after every purchase. Whether you're strolling through the buzzing streets of Kuala Lumpur or relaxing on the pristine beaches of Langkawi, Malaysia offers all the benefits of a dream destination without the ridiculous price tag that comes with other Asian hotspots. Ready to find out why Malaysia should be at the top of your list? Let's dive in. Housing in Malaysia is a game changer. Imagine renting a spacious apartment in the heart of Kuala Lumpur for $300 to $500 a month. That's about what you'd spend on a night out in a major US city. But instead of overpriced cocktails, you'll have a comfortable, air-conditioned home with stunning city views or easy access to beautiful nature. You could easily snag a one-bedroom place with amenities like a pool or a gym for a fraction of what you'd pay in places like San Francisco or New York. And food, where do we even begin? In Malaysia, food isn't just a meal. It's an experience. Whether you're enjoying delicious laksa or a mouth-watering roti canai, your meal might cost you $2 to $4. Yes, you heard that right, $2 to $4. You'd be lucky to find a decent meal for that price in the US. And if you're craving fresh fruit, local markets offer exotic fruits like durian and mangosteen for pennies. Eating out here is not a rare treat. It's a daily ritual. And with the prices so low, you'll be dining like a local, eating like a foodie, without ever worrying about the bill. Now, let's talk about your lifestyle in Malaysia. Imagine waking up in a city that's a perfect blend of modernity and tradition. You could stroll through a sleek shopping mall in the morning and explore a bustling street market by afternoon. In the US, that might involve long commutes and busy schedules. But in Malaysia, you have more time to enjoy life because the cost of living is so much lower. You could enjoy a weekend getaway to an island like Penang, or explore the tropical rainforests, all without putting a dent in your wallet. Number 3. Portugal. The country where history, stunning landscapes, and delicious food meet affordability. Imagine waking up to the sound of the ocean. Strolling through charming cobblestone streets and sipping a pastel de nata for breakfast. All without the massive price tag you'd expect from such a dreamy destination. Trust me, Portugal isn't just beautiful, it's also shockingly affordable. Let's break down how life here could change everything for you. First, let's talk about housing. In Portugal, you can rent a spacious, fully furnished apartment in cities like Lisbon or Porto for $500 to $800 a month. Imagine living in a vibrant city full of culture, history, and stunning architecture, and paying less than half what you'd pay for a similar place in a US city like New York or San Francisco. A bottle of Portuguese wine and some fresh bread could cost you $5, and your rent could be a fraction of your current rent. Life's cheaper and far more picturesque here. Now, let's move on to food. The heart and soul of Portuguese living. Whether you're indulging in fresh seafood by the coast or grabbing a bite in a local cafe, you'll find that eating out here is a breeze for your wallet. A full meal at a traditional Portuguese restaurant is $8 to $12. That's less than what you'd pay for a sandwich and a drink in many parts of the US. And the best part? You can enjoy some of the most amazing seafood you'll ever taste. Imagine devouring plates of grilled sardines, octopus, or bacalao, salt cod. Without even flinching at the bill, food here isn't just affordable, it's a way of life. Number 2. Thailand. The land of golden temples, pristine beaches, and street food that could change your life. For the better, of course. If you've ever dreamed of living in a tropical paradise, where the cost of living won't make you cry, then Thailand might just be your new favorite place. Let's be honest. Thailand isn't just affordable. It's ridiculously cheap. And it's calling your name. Let's talk housing. In Thailand, you can rent a stylish, fully furnished apartment in cities like Chiang Mai or Bangkok for $200 to $500 a month. Picture living in a modern apartment with everything you need, while having the world-famous street food right at your doorstep, and still having plenty of cash left over for weekend adventures. If you're after something a little more luxurious, you can get a fancy apartment with a view of the city skyline for $700 to $1,000 a month. That's the kind of luxury you'll find in a place where luxury doesn't mean burning a hole in your wallet. And food? Oh, let me tell you. You're in for a treat. Street food in Thailand is so cheap and so good that you'll be seriously considering a career change just to eat your way through the country. A plate of pad thai, delicious curry, or fresh mango sticky rice will cost you $1 to $3. That's less than what you'd spend on a coffee and a pastry back in the US. Want a refreshing coconut? About $1 to $2. Eating like a king every single day, with no guilt about splurging. Thailand makes that possible. Now, here's where it gets good. Your lifestyle in Thailand would be radically different from your current one in the US. Imagine waking up and stepping outside into perfect weather every day. The stress of expensive living is replaced by a much more relaxed, laid-back way of life. Instead of rushing to meet deadlines and paying a fortune for everything from rent to coffee, you can breathe and enjoy your time. Thailand isn't just cheap. It's a place where you can spend your money on experiences, not bills. You could spend a weekend at a luxury resort for $60 to $100 a night. Seriously, try finding that deal anywhere else in the world. And that's just the tip of the iceberg. Number 1. Paraguay. The unsung hero of affordable living. If you've ever dreamed of a simpler life, surrounded by lush nature, charming cities, and a cost of living so low it feels like you've hit the jackpot, then you need to start packing. This tiny landlocked gem in South America offers everything you could want. Beautiful landscapes, a laid-back lifestyle, and best of all, the kind of affordability that will make you question why you didn't move here sooner. Let's start with housing. In Paraguay, you can easily rent a decent, fully furnished apartment for $200 to $400 a month. Yep, that's less than the price of some people's monthly coffee habit in the US. And we're talking about a nice, comfortable place, often with a backyard or access to green space in cities like Asunción, the capital. Imagine paying a fraction of what you'd pay for an apartment in a US city and still having plenty of cash left to do the things you love. Try finding a deal like that in Chicago, New York, or Los Angeles. Spoiler alert, you can't. Now, on to food, because let's be real, you can't truly enjoy a country without indulging in the local flavors. In Paraguay, eating out is insanely affordable. A filling meal at a local restaurant will cost you $5 to $10. And that's for a traditional Paraguayan feast. Want a snack? A hearty empanada or a bowl of sopa paraguaya might cost you just $1 to $2. Compare that to the US, where even a fast food meal can run you $7 or more. Paraguay is like the world's best-kept secret for food lovers who want to eat well without breaking the bank. You'll be eating like a king but paying like a college student. Now, what about your life in Paraguay? Imagine waking up in a quiet neighborhood, stepping out onto your balcony with a cup of yerba mate, the national drink, and breathing in the fresh air of a country that values slow living. So hopefully you did enjoy the video. Let me know your thoughts in the comment down below. Also, don't forget to subscribe and turn on the bell icon for more videos like this one. We will see you in the next video. Thank you.